Hey, what's up, my Dragon Legion? How y'all been? So, Dragoons, today we're gonna be doing a CardFight Vanguard deck profile of my current Kagero Rebirth Stride deck profile. Now, I've showed this deck only a few times so far, only like once or twice, and that's about it. It's a deck that I don't think too many people on YouTube that have done this profile yet so far. I don't think it's really a profile that I don't think too many people have really tackled onto, at least not yet in my perspective at least. It's something I kind of got inspired of doing. Back when Dauntless Stride was a thing, it kind of inspired me to try out this type of build, maybe make a Stride Rebirth deck profile, and it's something that I don't think too many people have optimally tried to tackle onto. And yeah, hopefully it all works out. I have been test playing it here and there, and so far it's actually been doing pretty decently well. Now there are some flaws that the deck does have, and I do plan to tweak them out a little bit. But for what it's worth, it's a fun deck, and I really love this deck right here. And I'm very glad I was able to pick up this deck when I did back then, back when Rebirth was just Rebirth, and it was great on its own right there. So yeah, with that being said, I'll move on straight to the deck profile, and I'll be explaining my choices here and there of what I'm doing here and there. And yeah, so let's begin. Start off with your starting Vanguard. Of course, we're starting off with Lizard Soldier Vargo. Vargo is a really nice forerunner to be playing this deck I'm currently messing around with. For those of you who don't know what he does is, if your Vanguard currently has the word Overlord's name, you can put this card in the soul of your Vanguard. If you do, until end of your turn, your Vanguard gets the ability of whenever his attack lands a hit, you can retire one of your opponent's rear guards. And now remember, it has to be a hit, and it doesn't say Vanguard or rear guard. So if you attack into a Vanguard or rear guard, and the attack is hit, his skill will go off anytime his attack is hit, and it's continuous until the end of your turn. So if your Vanguard ever stands right back up and attack again, this guy could potentially retire up to 2 rear guards, and with the way how this play style is done right, you could maybe even retire up to 3 rear guards if everything's done right and everything's done right according to how your plan is. Now, it is one of those forerunners that does take a little bit of time for you to kick in before you can get the best of his ability. But if you're patient enough, and it's one of those abilities where if you're patient enough, and if you're willing to wait long enough before you get the ability off, you're going to have lots of fun utilizing this guy's ability when you do. So yeah, one Vargo is very nice. And then next up, for the trigger lineup, of course, we got your 4 heals. No explanation needed with the 4 heals. And then, as your Dragoons may have noticed, in the past, I've always been used to playing the 6 crits, 6 draws. Currently, right now, I'm now messing around with, instead of 6 crit and 6 draws, I'm now currently messing around with 5 crit. No, I'm sorry, 7 crit and 5 draw right here. Now, the reason why I'm doing that instead of how I usually been doing is because now since striding is a thing, striding gives you that additional drive check, so it kind of does the job of what the original 6 draw trigger was originally there for. And now with striding, with the triple drive giving you what you need the most, while also this deck giving you the ability to do more than one twin drive at a time, the sixth trigger kind of becomes obsolete by then, and it gives you perfect room to put in a 7th trigger critical, so you can still be just as aggressive while still be on defense. Like, actually, you're a tad bit more aggressive while still just as much on defense as you've always been from the very get-go beginning. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right here. Just testing around here. Worst case scenario, if I don't like it, I'll take out the 7th critical and do something else with. Or maybe if things go well, I may even cut out the 5th draw and play 8 crits. I don't know. Maybe depending on what all happens. So yeah. But for right now, at the moment, 7 crits and 5 draw seems to be the way to go with me right now at the moment. And that's it for the triggers. Now for the grade 1s. For the grade 1s, we have for Protect Aura Dragons, your special perfect guards. If you want to use regular perfect guards, that works just fine as well. It's all really based upon player's preference and what you're used to playing against a lot these days. And then next up, we have 4 Level Flow Dragons. He's your instant stride for this deck, so giving you more access to striding a lot easier with a deck like this is very helpful, very beneficial, and just allows you to get your key plays going a lot faster, easier. And then next up, I play 4 copies of Eternal Griffins. Now, this is a somewhat older card, and for those of you who do not know or do not remember what this guy does, his ability is when he's called the rearguard circle, pitch any grade 3 card from Kagero from your deck from your hand to the grave to drop zone. When you do, add 1 Draconic Overlord from the deck to your hand. Now, specifically, it says Draconic Overlord. Not Draconic Overlord the end, the ace, or anything, etc. such, or the Great or anything, or the Cross or anything, etc. Such. It specifically says search out this card, Draconic Overlord specifically. So what's really nice about this card right here is that if you have extras copies of this card just hanging in your hand, you can always pitch it, get another copy of this card, or if you have an extra copy of Rebirth, pitch a copy of Rebirth, get a Break Right Overlord going, and be able to proceed with your plays here and there, and thin out your grade 3s from your deck, so that way when you do drive checks or your drawing abilities, you can decrease your chances of dead drawing into a grade 3 when you want to draw or drive into something else in particular. And lastly, to end up the grade 1 lineup, 2 copies of Dragonmon Gojo. Just a really nice card to use ability, rest into, pitch a card, draw a card. Really nice special card right here, and especially knowing the fact that he combos off with your Dragonic Burnout here and there, which is always nice. And you are going to be using your reverse ability to lock him. So when he gets locked, it's not really going to be no skin off your bones after you use his ability, because you're not really going to do anything while he's rested anyway. So yeah, 4 Gojos, that's the way to no, 2 Gojos, that's the way to go. I do want to put in at least 1 more Gojo. I just got to find a right card to take out for that. Worst case scenario, I will take out a Lava Flow Dragon in order to do so. So if that comes down to it, if I need to put in a 3rd type of monk, but the grade 1s are working just fine right here. And that's it for the grade 1s. For the grade 2s, we play 4 Burning Horn Dragons. He's your typical 12k attackers, as long as your Vanguard's Overlord, nothing really too special there. 4 Draconic Burnouts, probably one of the best Overlord supports we've ever gotten in a long time. Just the ability by just mere cause of Soul Blast in 1 card, you can not only get an Overlord from your drop zone back into your deck, but also pop off any weird card. No specific grades, no specific abilities, nothing. Just Soul Blast, and not only get one of your Overlords back from your drop zone back to your deck, but you get to pop off one great any weird guard of your choice. So this allows you to pop out those annoying weird guards you don't want to deal with, those special intercepts, those forerunners, whatever you don't want to deal with. This guy just happens to allow you to have answers for whatever you don't want to deal with. So yeah, 4 burnouts is nice. And then 3 copies of Twilight Arrow Dragon. Twilight Arrow Dragon is really nice. When you're playing a strike-based deck, this guy becomes really nice. While he's being boosted by a Kagero while he's attacking, and as long as you strode at least once, he gets the ability of Counterblast 1 and retire any of your opponent's grade 2 or less rear guards. So like Burnout, he allows you to take out some many options. Like the only downside compared to Burnout, other than Strider relentlessness, is he can't pick off great things. That's it. That's the only disadvantage. Burnout 2. Twilight Arrow Dragon is still a very nice card nonetheless. Gets you around those annoying cards you don't want to deal with, and yeah, just pop off some more options. And this gives you the ability to just annihilate some rear guards while still going after what you're supposed to do, and that's go after the Vanguard. And a lot of grade 1s in this deck do actually have some good power, so this guy will become a 16 attacker, ignoring what you get out of your draft checks or any other ability in particular. So yeah, that's all I'm really doing for the grade 2s. That's what I'm doing right here. That's it for the grade 2s. Now for the grade 3s. So the grade 3s, we play 4 copies of Draconic Overlord. Now this is the break right version of Draconic Overlord. If you don't ever ride into this guy and you go straight into this guy instead, it's not the end of the world. Your plays will be just fine. But when you do break ride rebirth on top of Overlord, regular Overlord, or Overlord type not Overlord, this guy is still nonetheless a really great card to have around. Just the ability just the fact that his break right ability allows your current Vanguard to attack twice is very nice to have around, very useful, and yeah, it just allows you to just set up for some really nice cool plays. And yeah, and the best part about him is that when you do your combos right, you can attack 3 times and you don't lose a single drive check. So you get 3. So when you break right Overlord on top of Overlord, you get 2 twin drive checks, which is nice. You break right a Overlord rebirth on top of Overlord, you get 3 twin drive checks, and that is fun as heck. So Overlord is just a very nice card to have around. So yeah. And he brings back some really nice nostalgia for old school Overlord. And I'm very surprised they didn't change his name to Draconic Overlord, the so-and-so, Draconic Overlord, whatever it is. I don't know, that's just my pet peeve right there. I don't know. And lastly, for the grade 3s, your idea key card of the entire deck for game winning, your idea boss card, 4 copies of Draconic Overlord the Ace, Limit Break 4, you lock all, by counterblasting you counterblast 1 and choose a card from your hand. I'm sorry. You counterblast 1, and then you do lock all 5 of your rear guards, all your rear guards, and a total of Kagero rear guards locked by this ability is 5. He gets the additional ability of he stands right back up by pitching 2 Kageros after he's battling the Vanguard, which is always nice. And he has the cross right ability, so if you have this in his soul, he becomes 13 plus his ability 23 plus the break red power up equals 33. Swinging at one of your opponent's rear guards at least once, and then swinging at your opponent's Vanguard twice without losing a single drive check. That is a very powerful ability that you do not want to mess around with, and in the hands of the right person, this can be heavy duty. And even if you somehow don't win after this, you will be forcing your opponent up to use up some really important resources, and right after that, you will have an easier time just using this guy's ability alone. Just boom, 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 go for game all day long. So it's a really powerful, nice ability, and yeah, Draconic Overlord Rebirth is just a really nice, fun card. So yeah. And that right there was the main deck. Now for the Stride deck, you want to call it? Yeah, I guess you can call it Stride deck. For Stride deck, for Strides, all we're playing is just the typical generic guys for Kagero. One Mahan and one Zaha. I can never get their names right without reading them. Anyway, they're just good generic guys right into based upon depending on the situation. If your opponent only has like 1 or 2 rear guards, definitely right into this guy or straight into this guy. Or if you have some combos going and your opponent's got some really good rear guards, definitely straight into this guy. This guy is mean. Like when you get Twilight Arrow Dragon and other thing and Burnout together going with this guy becomes really mean. He becomes your opponent's worst nightmare. So that's what I'm doing right here. And then I only have 1 copy of this card. I did recently order this card, and I should have the second copy of this card very shortly. And this is supposed to be 2 copies of Draconic Overlord, the Ace. The Ace is just a really amazing card, and I'm so thankful and happy that I'm finally getting my second copy of him very shortly. Just the ability that he's a stride that can just restride right back up and attack again. It's just very powerful, and he becomes very massive and just becomes a big, huge threat that your opponent will not be able to deal with very well. And yeah, the Ace is pretty nice. Now only 2 of him instead of 4, because his ability is very costly. It does require some good units some good cards in particular in order to stand right back up. But what's really nice compared to Draconic Overlord Rebirth is that this card does not lock your rear guards. So unlike Rebirth, this card can still attack again twice while still giving you some rear guards to attack and boost all as such when you need them to go for a game. So Ace is very nice, and he is still a powerful card you don't want to deal with. And everything else for the Strides, all we're playing is just the 4 Root Flare Dragon Kings. No explanation why this bad boy is in here. Just get rid of those rear guards you want to get rid of. And yeah, Dragoons, that right there was my Kagero Rebirth Stride deck profile. Hope you all really like this deck right here. Something that I really like enjoy. It's something that not too many people like to do, and something that not too people have really tackled onto, not yet at least. Seems really interesting, seems really fun, and I can't wait to see more further progress on this deck in the near future. But with that being said, let me know what Dragoons think of this deck profile in the comment section down below. And I will see Dragoons around. Hope you Dragoons enjoy this video. Please leave a like and a favorite if you did, and share this video with other people. It really helps me out a lot. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. Subscribe today to become part of the Dragon Legion Alliance. And I'll see you Dragoons another day. Christian Dragoon, signing out. Peace.